Cells are the basic building block of your body. There are many different cells in your body and a variety of different types. But in spite of this variety, cells from all organisms have a fundamental set of shared characteristics. We will be talking about those today. Every eukaryotic animal cell shares membrane-bound organelles. This is the mitochondria. It's a rod-shaped organelle that consists of an outer membrane and another interior membrane. The compartments formed work together in the chemical process of making ATP. ATP is the power for the cell to function in its many activities. It's also important to note that mitochondria have their own DNA reproduction that is independent of the cell. They also contain ribosomes, another important organelle that we will learn about later. The nucleus functions in storing the DNA of the cell and coordinating cell activities such as metabolism, growth, protein synthesis, and reproduction. It is only found in eukaryotes, and there is almost always only one in each cell. The nucleus is surrounded by the nuclear envelope. This envelope contains pores all around it to allow molecules to pass between the nucleus and the cytoplasm. The nucleolus is inside the nucleus, and it produces ribosomes. The endoplasmic reticulum, or ER, is a network of flattened sacs and tubes formed by one membrane that continuously folds upon itself. It functions in manufacturing and processing many chemical compounds needed by the cell. The rough ER is the magenta portion in the picture. This ER has ribosomes covering it and produces proteins to be secreted by the cell. The smooth ER is tan and produces fats, carbohydrates, and detoxifies some poisons. This means it is more abundant in cells that are associated with these activities. All living cells contain ribosomes, including plant and prokaryotic cells. These small organelles are composed of RNA and protein and are not membrane-bound. They manufacture proteins for the cell after reading mRNA. In eukaryotes, they are made inside the nucleus. Vesicles are organelles that are membrane-bound and formed by either endocytosis at the cell membrane or by the ER or Golgi complex. Notice the double ring of lipids that forms the membrane. Their job is to carry substances around the cell to different organelles. There are many types of vesicles, but here we will simplify them. The Golgi apparatus, or GA, consists of 5 to 8 membrane sacs that look very similar to the ER. The sacs are not, however, connected as one. It functions in modifying proteins and fats that were built in the ER. It then prepares the chemical products to be shipped around outside the cell. It ships compounds by budding off vesicles. Lysosomes are usually budded from the Golgi with enzymes inside. They digest cellular materials that are no longer useful and can break down fats, carbs, proteins, and other molecules to be recycled by the cell. To do this, the lysosomes use many different enzymes made in the ER and modified by the GR. All living cells have a plasma membrane that serves as a barrier to the outside environment. It is permeable to specific molecules and nutrients. It also allows waste to exit the cell. Some molecules that are small, such as oxygen, carbon dioxide, and water, can pass freely through the membrane. These are depicted as the red chains in the picture. Larger molecules, such as amino acids and sugars, are regulated across by transport proteins. Transport proteins are depicted by the large green shapes to the right. The plasma membrane consists of a double layer of lipids. These lipids are hydrophilic water-loving, on their heads, and hydrophobic, water-fearing, at their tails. The tails face inward and the heads face outward. Here we can see all the organelles grouped together inside the cell. They work together to make the cell do its daily duties. Now that we have seen the different organelles that help the cell function, we will take some time to learn more about them with some interactive models.